keeping the train moving. Jaguars at Texans. Texans minus 6.5 is the line. Over under at 45. Early betting splits here. Oh boy. 74% of the bets in the spread coming in the Texans, 54% of the bets coming in the under, and 90% of the money line bets coming in the Texans. Oh boy. This line opened at 3.5 and it ballooned to 6.5. Do we get a 7.5 before kickoff?
It's possible.
It is possible.
Yeah.
All right. Jaguars. Rough sledding. 0-3, potentially 0-4. Texans coming in 2-1. Oddly enough, Texans 0-3 ATS this year. Jaguars 1-2 ATS this year. You actually would have won one of their games betting on them. Okay. So I guess the question here is: Are the Jags as bad as they've? Is this? The question for them is, I feel, is kind of similar to the one for the Falcons. Are they this bad? Are they? Are they what their record is, or should they be better than this?
So historically speaking, they are. I think like over the past 10 years, I saw a stat when they start 0-3, they've only won maybe 3 or 4 games in that season. And they look terrible. Like Trevor Lawrence looked completely lost on Monday night. I think Doug Peterson is your odds-on favorite for first coach fired. Yeah, they really are that bad, and there's no reason to think that the Texans wouldn't be able to put up 10 points on the Jaguars.
Okay. A bunch of injuries on well, the ones in the Texans are a bit more concerning. Dameon Pierce and Joe Mixon both not participating in practice. Tank Dell with a chest did not participate in practice. So it's a couple of weapons that may be sitting. For the only players that didn't participate in practice were Evan Ingram and linebacker Foseyade Oluokun. He's supposed to be out for several weeks because he has a foot injury, so we're not going to see him. But Evan Ingram has a chance to play, apparently. I don't think it's a good chance, but it says there's a chance. We'll see. So, does that do anything for you? The Houston Texans offense is a little bit banged up.
No, not at all. I'm going with the Texans minus 6.5.
Okay, we're about to get spicy here, my friend.
Okay.
Jaguars plus 6. I'm taking the Jaguars plus the 6.5.
How could you make a case for that terrible Jaguars team?
Dead cat bounce.
They put in Mac Jones. He looked just as terrible as Trevor Lawrence did. I mean, you can't make a case for this Jaguars team, but you could try.
Okay. Again, I don't think they're as bad as what they're. I don't think they're as bad as.
I didn't think that last week.
Okay. Let's be honest. Okay, Monday night was a disaster for them. I bet against them. Okay, clearly, I bet heavily against them. However, this Texans team is banged up. This Texans team is underachieved. Okay, they did not look great against the Bears in week 2, and they're coming off, and they got wrecked by the Vikings in this past week. Did they not?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got them coming off 2 straight games where they look as inept as the Jaguars. Well, maybe not as inept, but close to.
No.
Within spitting distance of as inept as the Jaguars. Be honest, they look terrible against the Vikings. Come on.
I mean, they didn't look great, but
no, they look terrible. Okay, what was the final?
I don't remember. If you have it, please let me know.
You see, now we have to investigate because I can't remember what the final was. Let's see what we got here. 34-7.
That's a drubbing.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, we were watching on Red Zone, and it was obvious. The Texans were not coming back. I'm kind of surprised we didn't see. Did we see their backup? Did they have their backup quarterback out there last week?
I didn't see the fourth quarter.
I don't know. We did have a Davis Mills sighting, my friend.
Oh, there you go.
So we've got both of these teams going, turning. Got the Jags turning to our good friend McCorkle and a Davis Mills sighting in Minnesota.
Yes, but historically speaking, the Jags will only win maybe 3 or 4 games this year, and I don't see the Texans being it. They
Okay,
probably beat the Bears the week after, but
okay,
in London, but
okay. So what I'm seeing here is you've got two teams coming off bad losses. Okay, I think the Jags was a bit more public, and that they were totally outclassed. The Bills did what they wanted. Okay. That being said, this is a divisional matchup. These games are usually tight anyway, even if the teams are bad. And I think both of these teams actually are bad. I don't, I think CJ Stroud has not looked good. Is not the same guy from his rookie year. I think the league has kind of caught up to him a little bit. Um, and I don't know that Trevor Lawrence is as bad as he's looked. I just don't. I think you're going to be seeing him trying to do a lot more underneath stuff with Travis Etienne. I do think I do think he was missing his tight end last week, Evan Engram. If he's back in the lineup, I think I like that even more. But I think they're going to have to figure out a couple other options to go with. Whether Gabe Davis. I saw him in the injury report too. I think he actually came out of the game last week. We'll see what that is. Um, but either way, I feel like they've got healthier weapons in Jacksonville, and that defensive line should be better than it is. You've got between Walker and Allen, they should be doing a lot more damage. They were kind of getting pushed around. I think this Jaguars defense stands up next week. I think they stand up in a divisional game. I think this game is going to be a lot closer than 6.5 points, and I'm sprinkling the Jaguars money line.
I never thought I'd see the day that you'd become a Trevor Lawrence apologist.
I at no point did I apologize for Goldilocks.
It's like we switch bodies.
You wish.
I here's a $1 billion movie idea. It's a wacky because they don't make these anymore. They don't make the body swap comedies anymore. So you have like a wacky comedy where like the Titans fan, swaps bodies with the Jaguars fan. He becomes a Trevor Lawrence fan.
Okay, so the Titans fan is Shane Gillis. Who plays the Jaguars fan?
Oh, I don't know.
We need like a. If only David Spade weren't 60.
All right, yeah.
Who's the modern day David Spade? I have no, like Jimmy Fallon. I have no idea.
Pete Davidson, maybe.
No, it's got to be somebody other than Pete. He's trying to be a serious actor now. He thinks he's Tom Hanks.
Oh, well, either way, I never thought I'd see the day that you would
Sprinkle.
you
I'm telling.
you would pick the Jags.
You can. I'm. It's a goofy spot. But I think the case is there. This is. I feel like we're going to be having Texans fans calling me a sack, and then watching their beloved Texans getting absolutely wrecked by a Jaguars team on a dead cat bounce.
Well, I don't. We're split on this one.
It's
I
fine.
can't. I can't believe it.
You see what my dog is in the sheet, don't you? I wrote it down.
I didn't see it yet.
Look.
I don't.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, there you
Okay.
go.
So while Mark looks for what my dog in the sheet, I'll go into the next game.
Well,
We've got.
we do the locks and dogs later.
I know we do.